said you're ready to stand up to people like Jacob Rees-Mogg, who was in that very same seat yesterday, and Boris Johnson, and sling them out of the Conservative Party.
No, I said that I thought they should have been slung out, but actually they should have been slung out probably 20 years ago.
And you yourself might leave.
If Jacob became leader of the party, I can't see...
If it comes to it, I'm not going to stay in a party which has been taken over by the likes of Jacob Rees-Mogg and Boris Johnson. So I see where Liam is coming from. That seems to indicate you'd be looking for a new home.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, you just walk away?
Well, no, who knows? All these things are very much...
These are your words, Anna Soubry.
No, I know, but these situations are hypothetical, and let us hope that Jacob becoming leader of the party is also hypothetical.
What is the problem with Jacob Rees-Mogg?
Oh, I'm afraid he's not my view of a Conservative, and I find...
Why not?
Because I think, a lot of it, I mean, I don't agree with him about crashing out without a deal. I find his views on abortion particularly distasteful, frankly. I mean, if a child...
They're informed by his faith, though, of course.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
He's entitled to a view. I don't have a problem with somebody having a view. What I have a problem with is when they impose that on the choice that should be made by a woman or a child. So he says that even if somebody was raped by their own father and found themselves pregnant, they shouldn't have the right to choose whether or not to terminate that pregnancy. He's entitled to his view that in those circumstances somebody shouldn't, but he's not entitled to say to that person, you will not. That is their decision.
What's the problem with Boris Johnson?
Sorry, I thought I was only here for half an hour.
You've got another 8 minutes.
8, have I? I'd be a long time. Look, I mean, the trouble is with Boris, who I've always had a lot of time for. I think Boris was an exceptionally good mayor of London, but I think as Foreign Secretary, he has not conducted himself in the best of ways. He's not done himself any favours.
In what way? Well, he's had a good, if I can use that expression, he's had a decent Syria, hasn't he?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't accept that expression. I just don't like that expression.
All right, decent Syrian crisis.
No. I think he's actually been kept away until Sunday from the airwaves. Look, for me, it started with...
Who was on the airwaves until Sunday? No one was on the airwaves.
Well, that's another good point you may make, but because you've always got to make the argument. Well, I wouldn't have put Boris out, but he is our Foreign Secretary. I'm sorry, I don't think he's conducted himself terribly well.
In what way?
Well, it started with his comments about the town in Libya. Then, of course, we had the fact that having... Well,
I was talking about the Syrian crisis, but go ahead,
No, you want to talk about Syria. My problem with Boris went back last year, and when the Prime Minister quite properly began to strike a deal with European unions leading up to the Phase 1 agreement after her excellent speech in Florence, Boris went and undermined all of that. He wrote an article for the Daily Telegraph, he made comments and so on and so forth, directly challenging our Prime Minister, which I thought was absolutely wrong given his high office in government. I think his conduct of the case of the woman that's being held, I think quite improperly, not even knowing who she worked for. I'm sorry, this attention to detail is a bit of or lack of attention to detail is a failing that is not acceptable in our Foreign Secretary. But Boris knows my views, and we have a good and robust conversation
dialogue,
often.
Of course.